On a chilly January day in 1999, a high school senior went missing. A month later, her lifeless body was discovered in a shallow grave. The prime suspect? Her ex-boyfriend. But what if everything you've heard about this case is wrong? What if the conviction that sent Adnan Syed to prison for 23 years wasn't justice, but a series of missteps, contradictions, and overlooked evidence? Today, his freedom hangs in the balance, with new revelations unraveling one of the most controversial cases in modern history. Are we closer to the truth, or further than ever? Stay with us as we uncover the twists, turns, and unanswered questions in the story of Adnan Syed and the murder of Hae Min Lee. Baltimore, Maryland. January 13, 1999. Hae Min Lee, an 18-year-old high school senior at Woodlawn High School, leaves school that afternoon, never to be seen alive again. Hae was more than just a student. She was a scholar, an athlete, and a friend admired for her drive and radiant personality. But just weeks before her disappearance, she'd ended a complicated relationship with her ex-boyfriend, Adnan Syed. Adnan, a 17-year-old honor student, was known for his charisma and faith. But within days of Hae's body being found in Baltimore's Leakin Park, strangled and abandoned in a shallow grave, Adnan became the prime suspect in her murder. The case hinged on the testimony of Jay Wilds, a classmate who claimed Adnan confessed to the killing and enlisted his help in burying the body. The police, armed with Jay's story and controversial cell phone evidence, moved quickly to arrest Adnan. At his trial, Adnan's defense attorney, Cristina Gutierrez, struggled to counter the prosecution's timeline, leading to his conviction and a life sentence. But this was no ordinary murder case. Years later, in 2014, a groundbreaking podcast, Serial, brought Hae and Adnan's story into homes around the world. It questioned the evidence, the testimony, and the fairness of the trial itself, sparking a firestorm of public debate. Was justice truly served? This is more than just a case, it's a story that has become a battleground for truth, justice, and redemption. From the moment Hae Min Lee's body was discovered in Leakin Park on February 9, 1999, investigators zeroed in on her ex-boyfriend, Adnan Syed. The timeline was tight, and police believed they had their man. Witness accounts painted a picture of a seemingly normal day at school, but one witness would change everything. Jay Wilds, a classmate with a troubled past, claimed that Adnan had confessed to the murder and enlisted his help in burying Hae's body. Jay's testimony was chilling. He described how Adnan had shown him Hae's body in the trunk of her car and later detailed their efforts to conceal the crime in the wooded expanse of Leakin Park. It was enough for the police to build their case, and for the media to pounce. The story of a bright, young woman lost to violence and a high school romance gone horribly wrong captured the public's attention. Local headlines painted Adnan as a calculating murderer, while whispers in the community questioned whether the police had acted too quickly. But cracks in the case began to emerge. No physical evidence, no DNA, fingerprints, or blood, tied Adnan directly to the crime scene. And Jay's testimony, the cornerstone of the prosecution's case, began to unravel. His story changed multiple times, with key details shifting under scrutiny. What did he really know, and why did his account seem so inconsistent? These doubts didn't just cast shadows over the investigation, they deepened the pain for Hae's family, who were desperate for answers, and fueled Adnan's insistence that he was innocent. He maintained that he had nothing to do with Hae's death, claiming he was the victim of a system eager to convict. Was Jay telling the truth? Or was he protecting someone, or himself? And with no direct evidence, how strong was the case against Adnan after all? The prosecution's theory was simple, and damning. They claimed that Adnan Syed, consumed by jealousy and anger after Hae ended their relationship, meticulously planned her murder. They pointed to Jay Wilds' testimony, cell tower data, and the idea that only Adnan had the motive and opportunity to kill her. But the defense, and later the public, weren't convinced. Jay's ever-changing story raised the possibility of someone else's involvement, or a cover-up. Could Jay himself have been more involved than he admitted? Why did his details shift every time he spoke with police? And if Adnan was guilty, where was the physical evidence linking him to the crime? Then came Serial. In 2014, journalist Sarah Koenig's podcast didn't just recount the case, it dissected it. Over 12 episodes, millions of listeners were introduced to the holes in the prosecution's narrative. Koenig questioned everything: the reliability of Jay's testimony, the strength of the timeline, and the shaky foundation of the cell tower data used to place Adnan near the crime scene. One breakthrough moment came with that very cell tower evidence. Expert analysis revealed that the calls allegedly placing Adnan near Leakin Park on the day of the murder relied on data that was misinterpreted, or outright unreliable. The very backbone of the prosecution's case began to crumble. Another critical moment was the legal motion for a retrial. Adnan's defense team argued that his original attorney, Cristina Gutierrez, had provided ineffective counsel, failing to call a key alibi witness who could have placed Adnan far from the crime scene at the time Hae disappeared. Combined with the questionable cell data, this opened the door for the case to be revisited. As the retrial gained traction, it wasn't just about Adnan anymore. It became a symbol of systemic flaws. Unreliable witnesses, questionable evidence, and a justice system that many believed had failed. After more than 2 decades, Adnan Syed's fight for freedom culminated in a dramatic legal battle. In 2022, a Baltimore judge overturned his conviction, citing critical flaws in the original trial. Key evidence that had been withheld from the defense, along with doubts about the reliability of the prosecution's case, finally tipped the scales in Adnan's favor. But the twists didn't stop there. In October 2022, all charges against Adnan Syed were dismissed. For Adnan and his family, it was a moment of long-overdue vindication. But for Hae Min Lee's family, it was another devastating blow, leaving them without justice or closure. The dismissal reignited a burning question: if Adnan didn't kill Hae, then who did? The prosecution's case had unraveled, but no new suspect has been identified. Decades later, the mystery of Hae Min Lee's murder remains unsolved, haunting her family and a public desperate for answers. Adnan Syed is now free, but the case that defined his life, and gripped the world, remains far from resolved. The truth about what happened to Hae Min Lee continues to elude us. Is there still evidence waiting to be uncovered? Or will this case remain a chilling reminder of the justice system's limitations? What do you think happened to Hae Min Lee? Share your thoughts in the comments. The case of Hae Min Lee and Adnan Syed is more than just a tragic story of a young life cut short. It's a testament to the flaws in our justice system, missteps in investigations, the power of public opinion, and the devastating impact of wrongful convictions. While Adnan Syed is now a free man, the haunting question remains: if he didn't kill Hae, who did? This case has left a mark on both families, Hae's loved ones, still seeking closure, and Adnan, who spent years fighting for his freedom. It's a chilling reminder of how complex, and at times imperfect, the search for justice can be. What do you think? Was Adnan Syed wrongfully convicted, or does the evidence suggest otherwise? Share your theories and thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If this story intrigued you, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and explore our other true crime videos for more cases that continue to challenge what we think we know. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.